Before we start, this one's personal. A friend of mine, let's call him John, smart guy, works in the IT field, lost $35,000 to a woman he never met. He video called her multiple times. He saw her face. We'll come back to this idiot later. Now meet Alice. She's 26, works in marketing. She likes cooking, old movies, and listening to you vent about your day. She remembers little things. Your sister's name, your coffee order, that deadline you've been stressed about. She texts you good morning. She texts you good night. When you video call, she smiles like you're the only person in the world. She is, statistically speaking, the perfect girlfriend. Actually, meet Agent 27. He's a 31-year-old man sitting in a damp industrial unit in Hong Kong. He hasn't slept in 16 hours. He's wearing a headset, surrounded by 20 other guys at identical desks, and he's reading from a script. When Agent 27 smiles, Alice smiles. When he tilts his head, Alice tilts her head. When he laughs at your joke, Alice laughs at your joke. For the last 4 months, Agent 27 has been running a customer acquisition strategy on a 54-year-old widower in Taiwan. Yesterday, that man sent Alice the last of his retirement savings, $340,000. Welcome to the Deepfake Girlfriend Factory. October 2024. Hong Kong police receive a tip about unusual activity in a commercial building in Hung Hom. Hung Hom is an industrial district, warehouses, shipping containers, logistics companies, the kind of place you drive past without a second glance. But when the cops walk into Unit 4B, they don't find crates. They find a call center. 4,000 square feet, rows of desks, high-end computers, professional lighting rigs, soundproofing on the walls. Except everyone working there is a man pretending to be a woman. Police arrested 27 people that day, but the arrests weren't the story. The loot was. They didn't just find cash and crypto wallets. They found the company handbook, training manuals, hundreds of pages, written in both Chinese and English, scripts for every scenario, performance metrics, troubleshooting guides. This syndicate had stolen $46 million from victims across Asia. They were running what's called a pig butchering scam, an industry term. You fatten the pig with romance, you make them trust you, you make them love you, then you slaughter them for everything they have. But unlike the old days, where scammers used stolen photos and made excuses to avoid video calls, the Hong Kong group eliminated this problem entirely. They used real-time deepfake face swapping. And no, they weren't running some government-level AI lab. The setup cost less than a gaming headset. 2 phones, one pointing at the scammer's face, one running the face swap software showing the output to the victim, or just a laptop with a $30 plug-in. The software tracks every micro-expression in real time. Scammer raises an eyebrow, Alice raises an eyebrow. Scammer smiles, Alice smiles. Scammer nods while listening to the victim talk about his dead wife. Alice nods with compassion in her eyes. The latency is almost gone. The resolution is good enough. The glitches are rare and brief, easy to blame on a bad connection. 5 years ago, this wasn't possible. Deepfakes required hours of rendering and looked obviously fake. Today, it happens live, 30 frames per second. Good enough to fool a man who desperately wants to believe. If you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Unlike Alice, I'll actually use the money for coffee. Probably. Now back to the video. When police analyzed the seized training manuals, they expected amateur hour, sloppy instructions, basic tips. What they found read like a McKinsey consulting deck. The manuals broke the romance scam down into 5 corporate phases. Phase 1, lead generation. They don't cast a wide net. They headhunt. The manual explicitly defines the ideal target profile. Men over 40, above average income, recently divorced, recently widowed, or socially isolated. The manual calls these people qualified leads. Not victims, not targets, Leads, like they're selling software subscriptions. Phase 2, product development. They don't just pick a random pretty face. They engineer a persona based on the target's psychology. If he seems nurturing and protective, Alice becomes someone who needs saving, struggling with family problems, financial stress, a difficult past. They generate hundreds of AI photos for each persona, a complete digital life that never happened. It's not catfishing, it's product design. Phase 3, customer retention. The manual explicitly forbids asking for money in the first 6 to 8 weeks. Phase 4, the video call. This is the kill shot. At some point, even the most love-struck victim has a moment of doubt. The Hong Kong crew weaponized it. When the victim gets suspicious, the scammer doesn't deflect. She says, "I understand. Let's video chat. I want you to see that I'm real." The victim thinks he's being smart. Actually, he's walking into a trap. Remember my friend John? He video called her 6 times. He asked her to wave. She waved. He asked her to hold up 3 fingers. She did. He thought he was smarter than those other victims. That's exactly what the manual said he'd think. Phase 5, monetization. Finally, the pivot. But they don't ask for money. That's amateur hour. Instead, Alice offers an opportunity. "I've been investing in crypto. I made $50,000 last month. Let me show you the platform." The platform is fake. The scammers built it. The numbers on the screen are fake. But the victim doesn't know that. He invests. The fake account shows fake returns. He invests more. Then, one day, the account hits 0. Market crash. Platform error. Alice is sorry. Alice is also dealing with frozen funds. Alice needs help. Or Alice simply vanishes. The money has already been washed through 3 different blockchains, scattered across wallets in jurisdictions that don't cooperate with international law enforcement. Gone. But here's something the headlines didn't mention. Not everyone in that Hong Kong warehouse was a willing criminal. When police interviewed the 27 arrested individuals, several of them told the same story. They answered job postings, customer service, online marketing, good pay, flexible hours. When they arrived, they discovered what the job actually was. Some tried to leave. Their passports had been confiscated. They were told they owed training fees and housing costs that they had to work off. They were watched, monitored, threatened. This is the other side of the Deepfake Girlfriend Factory. The workers who are also victims, forced to scam strangers for 16 hours a day. If they refuse, they're beaten. If they try to escape, they're made an example of. Here's what keeps me up at night. The technology that the Hong Kong crew used, it wasn't even good. Investigators said the deepfakes had visible artifacts. The resolution was 720p at best, and it still worked. It still fooled hundreds of people into sending $46 million. The 27 people arrested in Hong Kong were employees, low-level, replaceable. They followed scripts someone else wrote. They used software someone else developed. The people who built this system, they weren't in the building when the police arrived. They're probably not even in Hong Kong anymore. Right now, somewhere, they're setting up a new operation. And somewhere else, a lonely man is swiping right on a woman who doesn't exist. She's pretty. She seems kind. She'll tell him she can't wait to meet him in person someday. And he'll believe her. Because he saw her face.